So we're going to start adding the wool now to your armature. So get some of the wool that you've put to one side. So where you have this 1 centimetre, about half a centimetre, just fold the wool over. You can move the arms out of the way, just move them down. It'll make it easier to start with. So halfway, because we need the top to stick in. I'm using a 38 again. And we just fell along. And we're just going to wind that wool around. Again, just fell. Now, I want you to think about your proportions, ladies, doing this. So I'm going to wind to there. And you're felting either side of the wire. Remember, it's a wire and your needle won't go through that. And your head. So you imagine the head on top of that and how wide or how thick you want that to be. So I think I can go a little bit more on that, but not too much more. I want to obviously cover the pipe cleaner. Keep it tight when you're winding it as well, ladies. So, you know, doing this as a complete, you do have an option of, you know, doing these as individual, but because of the size of this and what we're actually making, I think you get away with doing this as one piece. So we're gonna carry on. And it's great to start with something small like this with the armatures. Last year I did a fabulous course with Molly Williams, and she was the person that introduced me really to sculpting around wire, heavy wire, gauge, and I made a sculpture of a woman, and it was such a great experience. So, you know, I started off with just with pipe cleaners like this. So needle felting is a craft that you absolutely can advance with. So just make sure you keep turning, ladies, because otherwise you're going to impale her on your mat. I'm going a bit thin now with that I've got, so I'll just pull that off. If that happens at all, don't worry, just felt into place and add more wool on. That's the beauty of this craft, really. So again, I'm just going to use my head as a guide. I just do a little bit more because it's quite narrow here, and you can see on my wool's drifting up a little bit, so I'm just going to pull it down. So I do need to have at least half a centimetre there. There we go. And just felt that into place. So what I'm going to do, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to do my thickness around the bottom. So I'm going to add some of my wool there rather than adding nearer to the top that's going to disappear anyway. So wrap over, secure it into place, turn it over, just wrap it round. And I think I'm happy then with what I have. So I just felt that. The arms down. And then turn and felt. Be careful to not stab the wire. It does get easier the more wool you have, actually. Okay. Now, the good thing about this make is you can go back and you can felt some more if you need to, if you feel it's fluffy. Again, just a little tip when you're doing on wire. See, I have my needle slanted. You can very gently poke over the top, missing the wire. You're felting that in place. So you want to keep doing that until it doesn't look so fluffy and it's secure and felted, and you've got it to the thickness that you're happy that that's a neck, and you're leaving some of that space at the top that we can use to stick the armature in. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to go from the neck. You imagine like you have a bit of a shoulder, and then you have a bit of an elbow, don't you? This was a real person as such. Yeah. So I'm going to show you how to do this so you don't have the wire poking through. So it still needs felting more, but I just want to do a demonstration and then I'll leave you to carry on felting. So I can get some of my wool. And I'm actually going to start at this end. So I just want to secure my wool in place. Now, if you use carded wool as a beginner, wool bats, it's so much easier. You can use core wool for this as well. If you get, there are some lovely quality core wools out there that you can use. Really lovely white, lovely and clean white. So I'm going to go to the end like that. I'm just going to felt near to the wire, not on the wire. So when I get to this end bit now, I'm just going to do another fold right near the edge, and then I'm just going to bring that in just a little bit, not too much, just a small amount at the end, because it almost, there we go, you might have to squeeze it a little bit, ladies. Okay, and then now if that broke off, don't worry, get another piece of wool and wrap it round, but mine hasn't. So you very tightly, see, very tight, and see what's happened. It's almost created a hand there, but I have no wire showing. So keep it really tight around that area, really tight. Spin it round really tight. If you can keep going and your wool's not broke, you get that really good connection. And then felt along each side. There. Now you can always go back over that if you feel that you need to, but we're not looking for really bunchy arms. We're looking for quite neat with what looks like a little hand at the end. I think there will be paws in a mouse's case. Okay, so you can carry on now with your wool to the top. Again, secure it in place first. And then wrap it. And again, we're doing this tightly. You can go over the bit that you've just done, so you get that continuation. But you can always go back and go over. So don't worry, right up to the neck and what's going to become the body area. And felt along. So I want you to repeat that on the other side for the arm. You don't want any gaps, so you can take little pieces of wool. But you can see now that's covered. It needs felting in. If you want to make chunkier arms, you can do that and carry on. But please don't take a big piece of wool like that and put it round, because you're going to get a really lumpy, bumpy arm. Just keep adding a little bit at a time so you're in control of it. Again, you can go just at the top to felt that in. Do that on a slant. Okay. So I want you to do the other arm like that. And I'm just going to show you the body. The legs are done exactly the same as the arm in the, you go to the bottom, turn that over, go over it. So it'll just give you like the little paw ends or the little feet ends. You can make that slightly bigger if you want to do that. That's up to you. But I like to keep them quite small at the edge. Okay, so with the body, I'll just show you with the body how to do this. So get a piece of your wool and just put that on a slant. So I'll do it over the side that I felted. So I want you to bring that over to the other side. So almost like, you know, a wrap around the shoulder. Needle felt right up under the arm and over the top near the neck, and then at the side of the body and under the arm. Turn it over and repeat. Top of the shoulder, under the arm. And just make sure that that's secure. You can go back and felt more, and then you're doing exactly the same. You're rolling and securing. Okay. Rolling. Now, the body part is going to be a lot bigger than that because I don't want a scrawny little mouse, really. So probably by the time you finish that, I mean, half of your wool was for your mouse. It's going to be quite a bit chunkier. Okay, be quite a bit chunkier. So I want you to carry on adding the wool and felting that in. Do the other arm, do the legs, and then once you get to the stage where all that's covered, in the next part we'll look at shape and we'll look at attaching the head, so you'll be able to see what that looks like.